There was once a moment in history when the world was drowning in fear, pride, hatred, and confusion. People were searching for truth. Kings ruled with power. Religious leaders spoke with authority. The poor cried out for justice. And then, a man walked among them unlike anyone they had ever seen. His name was Jesus Christ. He did not come with armies. He did not come with gold. He did not come with political power. He came with truth that could change the human heart forever. One day, as crowds followed him across the hillsides, Jesus sat on a mountain and began to teach. His words were simple, but they shook the foundations of the world. He began with blessings that no one expected. "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." The people were stunned. The world had always praised the rich, the strong, and the proud. But Jesus said the truly blessed are the humble, those who know they need God, those who do not trust in their own strength. Then he said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." He taught that God sees every tear, every pain, every hidden wound. No sorrow is invisible to heaven. Then Jesus taught something revolutionary. "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." Mercy became one of the centerpieces of his teaching. Not revenge, not bitterness, not hatred, mercy. He taught that if we want forgiveness from God, we must be willing to forgive others. This truth changed lives, because Jesus knew that unforgiveness is a prison, but mercy sets the soul free. Then he looked at the people and said, "You are the light of the world." Imagine hearing that. Fishermen, widows, tax collectors, ordinary people. Jesus was telling them that their lives could shine in darkness, that goodness, kindness, and truth were meant to be seen. He called them to live in such a way that others would see God through them. Then Jesus went deeper. He taught that sin is not only what we do, it begins in the heart. He said anger can become murder in the heart. Lust can become adultery in the mind. Hatred can destroy the soul before any action is taken. This was different from the religious teachers of the day. Jesus was not only changing behavior, he was transforming the inner person. He wanted pure hearts, not just outward appearances. Then came one of his most powerful teachings: love your enemies. This was shocking. The people knew how to love family, love friends, love those who loved them back. But enemies? Jesus said, "Pray for those who persecute you." He taught that true spiritual maturity is revealed in how we treat those who hurt us. This teaching remains one of the most powerful messages ever spoken. Love is strongest when it is hardest. Jesus showed that love is not weakness, it is divine strength. Then he taught them how to pray. He said prayer should not be for show, not long public speeches to impress others. Prayer is personal, sacred, a conversation between the soul and God. Then he gave the prayer that changed history. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. In these few words, Jesus taught trust, surrender, forgiveness, dependence, and worship. He taught people to ask for daily bread, not tomorrow's bread, not next year's bread, today's bread, a lesson in daily dependence on God. Then he said something that changed the way people think forever. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Jesus tied divine forgiveness to human forgiveness. He was teaching that hearts full of grace reflect the heart of God, and hearts full of bitterness cannot truly understand heaven. Then Jesus addressed fear and worry. This teaching speaks powerfully even today. He said, "Do not worry about your life." He pointed to the birds of the air. They do not plant, they do not harvest, yet God feeds them. He pointed to the lilies of the field. They do not work for beauty, yet even kings are not clothed like them. Jesus was teaching trust, that if God cares for birds and flowers, how much more does He care for us? This teaching brings peace to anxious hearts. He wanted people to stop living under fear and start living under faith. Then came another life-changing principle. Seek first the kingdom of God. Before money, before fame, before human approval, put God first. Jesus taught that when our priorities are right, life begins to align with purpose. This was never about religion alone. It was about relationship, living with God at the center of everything. Then Jesus taught about judgment. He said, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged." He was not forbidding wisdom. He was warning against hypocrisy. He taught people to remove the plank from their own eye before pointing to the speck in another's. In simple words, deal with your own heart first, humility before criticism, self-examination before accusation. This teaching alone can heal. This teaching alone can heal families, friendships, churches, and communities. Then Jesus gave what many call the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So simple, yet so powerful. Imagine a world where everyone truly lived this way. Homes would heal, communities would change, violence would decrease, kindness would multiply. Jesus condensed love, justice, and empathy into one unforgettable sentence, but he did not stop there. Jesus warned about false appearances. He said, "Not everyone who sounds spiritual truly belongs to God. Some speak beautifully but live falsely." So he taught people to look at fruit, not words. Fruit. A tree is known by what it produces. A life rooted in truth produces love, patience, humility, peace, and righteousness. Then Jesus ended with one of the greatest illustrations ever told. Two builders. One built his house on sand, the other built on rock. When storms came, the sand house collapsed. The rock house stood firm. Jesus explained that the rock is not merely hearing his words, it is living by them. Obedience creates strength. Truth creates stability. Faith creates endurance. Storms will come. Pain will come. Loss will come. But the life built on Christ will stand. The teachings of Jesus were not just for one mountain, one crowd, or one generation. They are eternal. He taught love over hatred, mercy over revenge, humility over pride, prayer over performance, trust over worry, forgiveness over bitterness, truth over appearance, obedience over empty words. These teachings changed fishermen into apostles, cowards into martyrs, broken people into world changers. Even today, his words continue to transform hearts across the earth. Because the teachings of Jesus do not only inform the mind, they heal the soul. They restore the broken. They guide the lost. They give hope to the hopeless. And perhaps his greatest teaching of all was not only spoken, it was lived. He loved the rejected, touched the untouchable, forgave sinners, healed the sick, welcomed children, defended the weak, and gave his life for humanity. Jesus did not only teach love, he became the perfect picture of it. So whenever the world feels dark, return to his words. When life feels unstable, build on the rock. When pain feels heavy, remember his comfort. When hatred rises, choose love. For the teachings of Jesus Christ remain the greatest light the world has ever known.